G'day, and welcome to Everlasting Summer. Let's begin. I was having that dream once again. Is there a save button that I can find? I don't know what those mean. I think that scrolls. That dream. Same thing every night. Just gonna see if I can get a menu. There's the menu. Alright, we're good. Same thing every night. But it's all forgotten in the morning as usual. Maybe it's for the best. Only a glimpse of memory will remain of gates, half open, as if inviting me somewhere, with two frozen stone pioneers standing close by. And also that strange girl, who keeps asking me, "Will you come with me?" I might have to do voices, but where? And why? And where am I anyway? Of course, if it all happened in real life, I would certainly have been scared. Well, really, what else would one expect to feel? But this is just a dream. The same one I see every night. There must be a reason. You don't have to know where or why to realize something is really happening. Something desperately seeking my attention. Since everything that surrounds me here is real as things in my own flat, I could open the gates, hear the hinges creak, brush the crumbling rust away with my hand, inhale the fresh cool air, and shiver from the cold. I could, but to do that, I would need to pick myself up, take a step, move my hand. But this is a dream, I understand that, but what of it? What does my understanding change? Because here it's just like on the other side of the cracked screen of an old TV, which struggles to fight against static noises, strives to show its audience everything without missing a single detail. But the picture is getting blurry. Yeah, I've noticed that. I must be waking up soon. Yeah, it's blurring up a bit. Maybe I should ask her something. The girl. Yeah, that person. What's her name? About the stars, for instance? You just asked what her name was. Why are you now asking about stars? Why are stars though? Is this the conversation? I'd rather ask you about the gates. Yes, the gates. She'd be so surprised. Or better, why the dot over and / was called a title. But dot over a J, oh that's an I. J was called a superscript dot. Title. Didn't quite get that. Nice letters. As if they don't exist anymore. Still, what do letters, gates, and stars have to do with this place? Because even if I'm having this dream every night, which will be forgotten soon anyway, I've got to look for answers here and now. And there, if you look carefully, you can see the Magellanic Clouds? Or is it Magellanic? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. As if I had ended up in the southern hemisphere. Or Magellanic. Something like that. just had a vast interrupt then. Alright, we can move on now. In a dream, there are the small things that catch your attention. An unnatural colour of grass, impossible curves or straight lines, or your own distorted reflection. While the real danger, which could put an end to everything right here and now, seems trivial. You may want to pay attention more to things that could end your here and now. That seems important. It's natural since here you cannot die. Are you sure? I know it for sure. Okay, you're answering me. Good on you. I've done it hundreds of times. Well, died. But if you cannot die, is there a point in living? I'd say there is. I should ask the girl. She's a local. She should know. By the way, what girl? Yes, exactly. Okay. I should ask her about the owl, for example. One strange bird, is it? Though it doesn't matter, then why bring it up? Is this the girl talking, or is this you? Will you come with me? I don't know, so I won't put a voice to it. And every time I answer, might have been a girl. It's the only way, otherwise the dream will never end, and I will never wake up. Well, decision already. We need to wake up. So, that's what it sounds like it's pushing us towards. So, I think it would be... Because if I just say no, I'll probably not progress. I need to progress. So I'll say yes. Every time it's so hard to decide on the answer. Where am I? What am I doing here? Who is she? And what does she want with me? And why does so much of my life depend on this answer? Or maybe it doesn't. It's just a dream after all. Just a dream. Just a dream. It's a keyboard. Going right in my ears, that clacking. The computer screen stared at me as if it was alive. I'd question what's on the screen, but I'd rather not go into depth on what that's about. Moving on. Sometimes it really did seem to me that it was conscious of itself. Had its own thoughts and wishes, ambitions, that it had feelings, could love and suffer. As if our relationship, the screen, wasn't an instrument, it was me who was a lifeless piece of plastic and textile. Textilite. There is some truth in that, probably because the computer provides 90% of my communication with the outside world. Anonymous image boards, some chats from time to time, rarely ICQ or Jabber. And forums even more rarely. People on the other end of the internet cable simply do not exist. All of them are simply creations of its sick imagination, an error in the source code or a kernel bug, which started living a life of its own. It's the roof. If one looked at my existence from the outside, such thoughts would seem crazy, and a psychologist would surely give me a bunch of sophisticated diagnosis, and maybe write me a doctor's referral to the loony bin. Perhaps. You stop typing. A small apartment with no signs of repair or any semblance of order in it, and always the same view out the window on the grey megalopolis, megapolis or something like that, running somewhere day and night. Such are the conditions of my life. Well, of course, it didn't all start like this. I was born, went to school and finished it, like all others. I was accepted at the university, where I spent a year and a half trailing behind and struggling. I drifted through several jobs. Sometimes it was working out quite well, sometimes I was even getting decent money from it. But it all felt like it was not mine, as if taken from another man's biography. I wasn't living life to its fullest. It was looping over and over in monotonous circles, like in the movie Groundhog Day. It's just that I had no choice in how to spend my day, and every day repeated itself, the same vicious spiral. A spiral of emptiness, misery and despair. For the last few years, I sat in front of the screen all day. Sometimes there were menial jobs, sometimes my parents helped me. All in all, I was able to provide for myself. No wonder, really, since my needs are quite minor. I hardly ever leave my home, and my communication with other people almost exclusively consists of online correspondence with the anonymous, who have no real name, no gender, no age. So, in brief, a quite typical life of a quite typical antisocial person of his time. Kind of Donnie Darko on a minor scale, without doomsday-related visions. Maybe some highly respected author will write a novel about me, and will become a contemporary classic of modern literature. Or I will write one myself. However, what's the point of fooling myself? I tried many times, but couldn't even come up with a simple short story. I tried to learn many other things as well. Not gifted enough to draw, programming, got bored, foreign languages, takes too much time. The only thing I loved doing was reading, but I never would have called myself a scholar. Perhaps I was an ace at watching anime and grandmaster of lame internet jokes. If I were to get paid for it, I'd probably be a happier person, and a richer person too, but I doubt it would fill the hole inside me. It's a window. Rightio. Today was another typical day of typical failures, typical life. And today is the day when I have to go to my university's reunion. Frankly speaking, I really didn't want to. What was the point? The time I spent with them was so short. However, I was persuaded by a friend, my former university mate, and one of the few with whom I kept in touch other than through the internet. Now you're on the roof. Okay, a frosty evening. All that effort. Bus stop waiting. Never liked winter. Though, hot summer is not my season either. It's just that I see no reason to point out any particular time of the year. It doesn't matter much what the weather is outside when you stay home 24/7. The bus today was running so late that I was about to curse it all and spend my last few hundred rubles for a taxi. The idea of just returning home didn't cross my mind for some reason. As usual, millions of thoughts flew through my mind, but there was not a single useful one to seize on. Such a thought that you could bring into existence, give a shape, turn into an idea, and put into practice. Maybe I could start my own business. But where would I get the money from? Or maybe I could go back to working in an office. Nah, no way. Maybe I should try freelancing. But what skills do I have, and who would want me after all? Maybe that bus should get here quicker. I certainly remember my childhood. Or rather my teen years. The time when I was 15, 17 years old. Why exactly those years? I don't know. Why are you asking me? No idea. I guess it's because back then everything was much more simple. It was easier to make decisions, so complicated now and so simple then. Waking up in the morning, I knew exactly how my day was going to pass, and I always eagerly looked forward to the weekend. Then I could get some rest and have time for things I liked. Computer, football, going out with friends. And then at the beginning of the next week, I'd take up my studies again. Back then, there was no such worrying. Questions like why, who needs it, what will change if I do it, what will not change. A simple lifestyle, so casual for any normal person, and so odd to myself today. That careless childhood age. It was also then that I met my first love. Her appearance and personality have vanished from my memory. Only her name remains, like a brief line from a social network profile, along with the feelings which overwhelmed me when I was with her. Affection, tenderness, the desire to care for her and protect her. Sadly, it didn't last long. Today I can hardly imagine something like that happening. I would probably like to meet a girl, but I don't know how to start a conversation, more enough to discuss how to attract her. Well, I haven't met any suitable girls for a long time, but where would I meet one anyway? Sounds like the bus is here. Sound of an engine brought me back to reality. Snap out of it. Drop, drop. A bus pulled over. There was something abnormal about it though. Is it a demon bus? Then again, it doesn't matter. Only the 410 runs this route. It says 410. Are they usually red? Dramatic steps. That's fire. Why was that light burning? Street lights pass me by. It's as if they are cold light sparks inside of me, trying to ignite feelings long dead. Or maybe not ignite, just awaken them. Because those feelings, they have been living in me for such a long time, sundering and waking up again. The driver's radio was playing some very familiar tune. I wasn't listening to it. I was watching the cars passing by through the fogged up window. Because people are always rushing somewhere, chasing something they need, stuck in their own little world. Why would I care about mine? They probably have their own serious problems, or maybe they have much easier lives. You can't know for sure, since all people are different. Or are they? That's the question. Sometimes someone's actions can easily be predicted, But if you try to look inside his soul, you will only see impenetrable darkness. The bus was approaching downtown and my thoughts were interrupted by the bright city lights. Hundreds of billboards, thousands of cars, millions of people. I watched this light show, and somehow I got terribly sleepy. Wake up, don't sleep. My eyes closed just for a moment, and then... Don't hold me in suspense. Then what? You had to show some of those things? And what was with the girls materializing? Keep it clean. Well, we got a different UI now. And with that bit of involuntary fan service, I'll leave it there. That was Everlasting Summer. You can find it on Steam for free. That's all the time I've got for this episode. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. If you enjoy what I do, why not subscribe? With that said, be sure to tune in next time. Cheerio!